it's hard for me to believe, but evidently it's true that each and every service member is getting $1,776
Yeah,
in cash or
yeah,
a check or whatever. I think that's a good thing.
yeah.
And
Especially if you.
as a result, from what I understand, the recruiting of the armed forces have increased quite a bit.
Hmm.
That I agree with.
Hmm.
Okay, no question about it. But I was curious. He didn't mention anything about Cuba, about interfering with Cuba, and he's still. I think that's. I'm sure that's still on the table yet about their
Well,
and trying to bring. There's a news item. I'm sure you must have seen it or heard of it. That there were four uh, men 30 years ago that were shot down because they were doing something brothers for something. I don't remember the exact terminology, but it was ordered the plane that was shot down and killed these people, these four men, was ordered by not by the original.
the first Bush,
Yeah, it was ordered by the second guy that what's his name?
Bush Jr.
Huh?
You talking about Bush Jr.?
No, no,
George,
no, no, no. Cuban dictator.
oh, Fidel Castro.
It wasn't ordered by Castro. It was ordered by
The-
his brother or son or something. His brother, I
Okay.
think, because Castro was already either he was passed away, and the brother was ordered. I can't remember his name.
I think it might have been his either. I don't remember who, but it's either the son or the brother, like whoever took power.
But anyway, it was ordered by the brother,
Hmm.
evidently. So there's, and it was, of course, it was 30 years ago. Now the general public, I should say, is saying that they should, even though he's 94 years old now, okay, and I don't think he's still in power yet. This is the brother, not Castro, of course. They want to bring him to justice and try him just like they did with the guy from Venezuela.
Like a war crime thing.
Yes, okay. And he didn't mention anything about it. I think it's still in the works. They're trying to decide what to do about the Cuban regime.
Well,
Okay.
one thing I can say, a couple things actually about Cuba. The way that Trump moves with like military strategies, he doesn't tell anybody. And that's to me is a good thing because if you tell people what you're gonna do,
That'll be one.
yeah, they'll know. Like, whereas I think one of his tactics with Cuba, which once he cut off Venezuela, that country Cuba is just gonna implode on itself. It's already self destructing.
Well, that's what that's what they're trying to do by cutting off any oil shipments
Yeah,
to Cuba.
the economy is gonna like fall to the ground.
So that's a good thing. I mean, they're actually starving, but unfortunately, it's hurting the people themselves,
Yeah,
not so much the government. That's what I'm trying to say.
yeah.
So it's hurting the people because they have no oil, they can't travel, they can't, they can't do anything that requires gasoline for cars and so forth. And as it is, they're not, they don't, I think they're not allowed to have any or manufacturers of automobiles. That's been many years.
Yeah,
So that they have, if they have a car, it's back from the 1950s,
yeah.
and they keep repairing these vehicles to
Hmm.
keep going. Okay,
Those cars are made out of like steel.
yes. So they don't have bus transportation. There's a lot of bus transportations cut off. Okay,
Yeah,
they
I
don't
mean,
have anything that requires gasoline or oil, except but there are countries, even Russia is trying to submit oil shipments to Cuba, and the Navy has intercepted several ships with the oil going to Cuba, and they stopped so that they're starving they're hurting the people more than the government. That's what I'm trying to say. They ought to try and deal with it, and they're hoping by doing so that the government will be overthrown. That's their strategy, from what I understand. But what they should do, like they did with the guy from Venezuela, they ought to invade the country, and I think that's on the table yet. They may do that, and they bring Castro's brother to trial, just like they did from the guy from Venezuela.
Mm, yeah, it's a
So I think
possibility.
that's still in the works, with the military. And I
Hmm.
was surprised. I thought he would mention it, but he never did.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, I don't think he wants to put it out.
Ahead of, yes, to warn the government or
Yeah,
warn the people, whatever.
it's like playing chess. You don't want to tell your opponent your next.
Exactly, because that's exactly what they did with Venezuela.
Yeah,
They didn't actually mention, hey, we're going into Venezuela, but
no.
they did it. The Navy did it, and they finally was able to get this guy, and they're going to bring him to trial. But the one good thing is that now, as a result, they're helping the Venezuela people to set up a democratic government. So I agree with this. I mean, he did a lot of good things, and but the one thing I don't like about him, he criticized the Democrats. You know, he actually pointed, you should be ashamed of yourself. You know, I mean, that's stupid.
Oh, they were not standing for certain things that,
Well, that's because the election is coming up for Congress.
yeah.
He's trying to maintain a Republican majority, okay? And I think that was wrong, you know, but that's politics.
You took the words out of my mouth, Al.
That's politics.
Unfortunately, it's been a circus ever since. Well, that's just how it works. Like you said, it's politics.
Yes.
Both sides. It's been a circus since we had a country. They've never actually came together like on, you know. I'm sure there's certain topics where they come together, but
And the one good thing I seen this one pilot that shot down 200 some odd
yeah,
aircraft during the Second World
the
War.
100-year-old guy.
Yes,
Yeah.
and he gave him a Medal of Honor, or he arranged for a Medal of Honor.
Well,
All, the,
apparently,
all these years should have been done 20, 30 years ago.
apparently that guy like didn't want people to know his story.
Huh?
Like from what I understand, he was saying how he didn't want people to know his story. Like
I honestly don't know.
that's what he was saying.
Is that what he said?
Yeah, like he didn't really want to put it out there that he
Oh, I didn't know that.
was like a decorated.
And his helicopter pilot that did so many good things,
Yeah,
he gave him a Medal of Honor.
I,
That's great. I mean, that was fantastic. I mean,
and then they had the U.S. hockey team there. You saw that part.
so he's building up the armed forces, which is great. Okay, he wants to let everybody know, don't fuck me with me. It's exactly his opinion and his attitude, which is I think is good.
We need to have like a strong country again.
Yes,
Oh.
that's what he says. He's looking to make the country strong again.
Like these.
And he criticized Biden for what he did or did not do with the refugees coming from Mexico or from South America, with the border changes, and the border is a lot secure today, which is true, I guess. And that's all. That's all good things he was able to do. You know. So I don't know. And like I say, he's trying to maintain with the congressional elections coming up next year in 26. Well, this year actually 26. It's, and he wants to maintain a Republican majority. And you want to know something? I think he's going to do it. I think that's what's going to happen. And that was the uh, what I feel is the main part of his speech, because by criticizing the Democrats, and none of the Democrats stood up to applaud him for whatever he did. Most of them sat down in their seats, including the Republicans from the not the Democrats from both houses. You know, I think he's eventually that he met. I know he mentioned it one time about running for a third term. I believe with his reputation, you want to know something? I think he's going to be able to do it.
I think he's too old.
Well, that's it. He's too old and he's not in the best of health. Even though what, he's 71 years old now, I think.
I think he's older than that.
So yeah, he's I think 71 or something. No, he's more than that. Anyway, he's in his 70s. Let's put it that way. And if he runs for office, he'll be in his 80s. That's too freaking old for a president.
Well,
You never know what the hell's going to happen to him.
I think Biden was older than him.
Yeah, that's true. And well, like I say, he's been doing a lot of good things and trying to eradicate dictator type governments, which I believe it should have a democratic form of governments that people should be able to vote for whoever they want. And all getting the border to be closed down, which is great. I mean, but there's a lot of unfortunately, there's a lot of good people that are coming across the border, and they're still kicking them out. He doesn't say anything about
Oh,
the none.
you got to come here legally.
Yeah, why? And that's why I question why can't these people uh, file a legal status to try and get in? A lot of I mean, we're built on refugees. Everybody from Europe, from all over. Even my parents, my grandparents came from Russia, as you well know, okay? And your parents came from Germany or whatever. And so why can't these people that are trying to cross illegally, why don't they try to get in on a legal status,
That's the $1 million question.
okay? But instead they cross the border illegally, and I believe they should. The ones that do that should be thrown back out wherever they came from. You know. So these are all good things. Biden was not able to close down the border, or he tried. He tried. You know,
Well,
a little things. You know, crap.
they opened the borders.
Huh?
His
He actually
administration
opened the border.
opened the borders.
That's right.
I mean, like people tend to forget things, but like they had open borders. They were allowing it.
But are the farmers running shortage of people to work their farms? That's the indication that I get because all these illegal refugees, you know, a lot of them work the farms. So who's working the farms now? But I don't hear anything. I could be wrong. I don't hear anything about the farmers complaining. I think a couple of them have complained about it. They don't have enough labor to work their farms. You know, so I don't know what the guy Burstein at the audiologist did yet. My hearing is a lot better.